right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're at and when you're watching and listening. I'm professional Scrum trainer Ryan Ripley. This gentleman over yonder is professional Scrum trainer Todd Miller. Todd, what's up?
Nothing. I just realized that sometimes right before we kick off an episode, I start chewing gum. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. I'm just going to shelve it for right now. You won't notice it. Good.
Okay. I'm glad we had that talk.
You don't sound glad. Anyway.
No, it's fine. Hey, something else we need to talk about today, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
How does a Scrum Master and product owner collaborate? Now, this kind of was built off of a question that came into class on what does like the conversation between the Scrum Master and product owner, what does that sound like? But I thought we'd expand it a little bit to collaboration as well. Very, very important question that, this one's, it's interesting, right?
Yeah. So I think that to build a case, go back and watch our video why we don't think a Scrum Master and product owner should be the same person.
That'd be a weird collaboration.
Yeah, because it's collaborating with, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, right? Like maybe not. That's not a great reference, but
no, I think it's good. I think it's good. You know, this is one of those, Todd, where the conversations, first of all, like when we talk about the Scrum Master and product owner, we like to say this is a ride or die type of situation, right?
Yes.
These two people, I mean, they've got to have a great relationship. These are two people that get along. They genuinely care about the success of the other person. They want to see great things for each other. I mean, it is we are in this to win it together type of situation. And I think that is first and foremost.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can think of all of ways. I mean, this is a two-way communication. It's not just the Scrum Master communicating and collaborating with the product owner, or vice versa. It's not just the product owner communicating and collaborating with the Scrum Master. And notice we say collaborate. This is not a dictatorial relationship, right? This isn't a product owner saying something to the Scrum Master or the Scrum Master barking orders to the product owner. This is a two-way collaborative street. And I'm thinking back to some of the things that I've done on both sides of the fence, and either accountability as a Scrum Master, helping a product owner understand how to do forecasting, right? How to be nimble enough to keep stakeholders updated. Who are your stakeholders? Yeah. What can I help you do today? Can I facilitate this event? You have some really difficult stakeholders you want to participate with. Those are just what else have you experienced from a Scrum Master to a product owner?
Yeah, so I've seen where the Scrum Master will just ask really good questions. When I'm in a Scrum Master role with a product owner, I feel like my job is to help bring things forward that perhaps, look, the product owner role is so big that they've got a lot of the stakeholders, the timelines, the budgets. Every once in a while, I'll just walk to the board, check out the work, kind of take a look at it with the product owner and say, this sprint that's coming up that we're kind of planning, that we have an idea of a sprint goal for, is the juice really worth the squeeze? I try to ask questions like that to get them to, and first of all, it makes them smile a little bit because your product owners are stressed out.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
9 times out of 10, they're stressed out. Get them to smile a little bit, but at the same time, remember that cost side of the equation. We are value driven, but is the value we're chasing right now worth the cost? Is the juice worth the squeeze? There's questions like that, even like, hey, we just said yes to 3 things. Do you know what you just said no to? Yep. By saying, do you understand? It's a cute way of asking about opportunity cost. Asking great questions, I think from Scrum Master to product owner is, I think, essential. It helps them keep a lot of things in mind. It helps us focus. And so, conversely, if I'm in a product owner role, the questions I might ask the Scrum Master, what are we missing, right? What are things that can you think of a way to streamline the way that we do refinement? Is there a format we can use to help the devs focus? There's all sorts of things going back and forth. Like, what have you seen, Todd?
Yeah, to put, reversing that and thinking about it, I remember one time feeling like our sprint reviews were not very effective. And I had largely, as a product owner, driven the agenda for them. And just working with Scrum Masters in that particular instance to say, hey, how do we get more out of the sprint review? I feel like I'm talking to stakeholders, and I feel like the developers aren't talking enough. Like, I just don't know what to do. And so working on crafting a better collaborative thing, and even having a Scrum Master facilitate a sprint review was awesome. Other things is, I feel like this product backlog is getting unwieldy. Like, what recommendations do you have, Scrum Master? It could be color coding, or it could be figuring out different ways to make it so you have some better naming conventions or things like that within the product backlog. So product backlog management, or like, I just need someone to bounce something off of. Can you be my sounding board for this? Poke holes in this theory that I have. So
yeah, and what I'm hearing is the Scrum value of openness really coming forward in this relationship, right? We've talked about openness before, and I think when we were writing the book, this is one where I think the book really helped me understand openness, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm open to new ideas, and no, openness to me, and I think there's a chapter that you wrote that I'm going to let the viewers figure out what Todd wrote to help me with this. But there was a point where Todd had put something on paper where I realized, no, openness is being open to the idea that I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And that's where openness really shines, right? And so I think in this relationship, both the product owner and the Scrum Master have to be open to the vulnerable. They have to be in that state where I just need help. I could be wrong. How can you? So it's a co-equal, complementary type of relationship there, where we're helping each other, we're filling the gaps, and it can be a really great thing performed well.
Yeah. And we have two very different perspectives, right? Which is great, which is perfect, right? I'm thinking about value as a product owner. I'm thinking about Scrum as a Scrum Master, and organizational
effectiveness and orgs. Yeah. And so, I think that's I think we'll pause there.
Yeah.
I think it was a great question, and I'm glad that one came in. Let's switch it over and close this one out. Be sure to hit the socials, like and subscribe. Leave us a comment, right? How do you handle this? How do you envision the product owner Scrum Master relationship? What other questions do you have about it? Like and subscribe so you know when we drop a new video. Perhaps we've answered a question you've left in the past. Check out the videos below. That YouTube algorithm is hard at work trying to figure out what could be useful for you. And so please check those out as well. You know what? We hope this helped. If it's sparked you to go have a conversation with your Scrum Master or product owner, hope you do that. Have a great chat with them today, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you.